All athletes, parents, officials, priority at all St. Francis athletic contests. Your admission to this event entitles you to enjoy an exhibition of skills developed in our student athletes in an educational setting. Please give these student athletes your positive encouragement and support. Also, please take the time to applaud the talents of all players. St. Francis High School for this home game between the Sacred Heart Cathedral Fighting Irish and the St. Francis Lancers. Before we begin our senior night activities at St. Francis High School, coaches and players would like to honor and recognize the seniors at Sacred Heart Cathedral for their 4 years of commitment to their school and their program. It has been a privilege to play and compete against you, and we wish you the best of luck in the future. This evening marks the last WCAL home game for the seniors on the St. Francis football team. As is the tradition at St. Francis, we would like to honor the seniors and their parents for the 4 years of outstanding commitment and service that they have given to the football program here at St. Francis. On behalf of the coaching staff, administration, we would like to thank the student athletes for the memories and inspiration that you have provided us through your tireless effort, selfless teamwork, and exemplary sportsmanship. To the parents, we thank you for the many sacrifices you have made in allowing us the opportunity to work with your child and for the tremendous support you have given this program. We would now like to introduce the seniors and their parents. Jackson Cahoon and parents Melissa and John. Trevor Dahl and his parents Tom and Jennifer. Solomon Pipaletti and parents Jennifer and Inese. Ofoa Cadillac Turua and parents Buick and Rebecca. Joey Paulson and parents Kurt and Kathy. Aaron Knapp and parents Tracy and Brandon. Braden Hanamoto and parents Tracy and Vaughn. Allison, and parents Quincy and Ebony. Dominic Kaus, and parents Loretta and Abe. Diego Ariola, and parents Luz and Antonio. Hunter Gossett, and parents Mike and Christine. Jose Diaz Garcia, and parents Griselda and family. Tyler Behringer, and parents Danielle and Charlie. Kevin Kayana Aina, and parents Stephanie and Kevin Sr. Noah Ramirez, and parents Rosie and Brian. Jack Blanton, and parents Jennifer and Brian. Evan Cox, and parents Trevor and Melina. Shepard Kramer, and parents Patricia and Michael. Connor Jackson, and parents Kristen and Richard. Leonardo Gandara, and parents Lorraine and Sergio.
Last game they showed, I talked about like how if they would show the
Avi Mehta, and parents Ashish and Sapna.
That's what I said.
James Vaca Mealo, and parents Tuke Lupe and David. Brendan Daly, and parents Robert and Laura. Ofa Nathani, and parents Tim and Pauline. Ata Mato Mata'u and parents Evan and Elise. James Jordan and parents Renee and John. Brandon Angulo and parents Jackie and Luis. Aaron Wong and parents Yu Ting and Andy. Kingston Keana Ina and parents Keala and Iona. Senior and team managers Katarina Alzate Saldana and mom Diana Saldana. Charlotte Heath and parents Claudia and Eric. Emerith Fernandez and brother Eric and grandma Flor Carrasco. Jessica Kwandu and parents Martin and Dewey. Congratulations and thank you for 4 great years.
Hello and welcome to Lancer Live Entertainment Network. We are your commentators for tonight. My name is Rowan Goll and I'm alongside
Brady Lang.
We welcome you on this electric Friday evening as the St. Francis Lancers from Mountain View take on Sacred Heart Cathedral Fighting Irish from San Francisco. The Lancers enter this game with a 6-1 record and a 4-game win streak, coming up with solid wins over McClymonds High School and Helix High School in the preseason, and also going 4-0 in WCAL so far with big wins over Bellarmine, Mitty, Sarah, and St. Ignatius. Sacred Heart Cathedral entered this game with a 3-4 record, having great wins versus Soledad, Sacred Heart Prep, and Archbishop Mitty, and in their most recent game suffered a 21-7 defeat versus Valley Christian. Brady, how have the Lancers prepared for this game?
All right, everybody on this team is extremely pumped. I've seen it during school, players walking around. They are so excited. Now let's talk about this pregame routine. This Lancers pregame routine is a very collective and compatible experience. The second that school's out, everyone gets together and goes over to one of the players' houses. Do whatever they need to do. They talk about pregame here and get mentally ready for an intense game like this. Then they return and watch JV and see what the environment is like. If JV just got the dub, they did their job. They make sure that they're getting in that pregame meal, and let me tell you, you will never see this Lancer squad separate from each other. They're like a family. Then, as you would expect, they go over to a separate field where they make sure they have space to toss the ball around, run some plays, practice punts, make sure they're not dropping the ball at all. Around game time, they come out to the field, take some field goals. Finally, they go into the locker room for a pre-game prayer and speech. This speech is so important to every single one of them. This team is a lot about mentality, and I would say that they have that down, if we're not taking into account the personal fouls this week. Let's see how they can carry this intense mentality into an important game like this. And recently, we've spoken to Aaron Knapp. He has the idea that him and his team are going to go out and get a comfortable win tonight. Let's see if that's true.
The Fighting Irish will kick us off here. It's going to land over to number 24 to return this. And it'll be tackled down at around the 23-yard line.
Positive first play. Let's see what they do.
Loa Tuilela for that return there.
All right, let's talk about the St. Francis season performance so far. St. Francis Lancers have had an impressive 2024 football season so far, building a 6-1 record through their season so far. Their season has started with a strong winning streak, and their only loss came into a tightly contested game. A key highlight was their 30-27 victory over Mitty. This game showcased their resilience and dominance on the ground. All right.
Aaron Knapp here as the starting quarterback for the Lancers. And the first play of the game will be a toss to Kingston Carolina. Still going. Will get the first down. Breaks the tackle. Still going. Gets past the 50. Will be brought down. He's going to go all the way on the first play of the game. Touchdown, St. Francis.
First play of the game. You have to be. That's crazy. First play, fantastic play. It did exactly what they wanted to come out and do, and that is exactly what you want to see from Kingston Carolina.
Sacred Heart Cathedral were able to limit Valley Christian on their rushing game, but the first play of the game versus the Lancers, they let Kingston Carolina get an 80-yard touchdown.
That is not surprising from what we've seen from Kingston Carolina so far this season.
Aaron Wong to take the extra point, former varsity soccer player. Kick is good, and that will, on the first play of the game, put the Lancers up 7-up. Kingston Carolina, the BYU commit, is averaging 8.5 yards per carry. He has a total of 1,441 rushing yards, plus that 80-yard rushing touchdown. So he's already cracked 1,500 rushing yards, and he has 14 touchdowns in only 8 games so far this season. He's already broken his own season career record 2 weeks ago versus Sarah, breaking his rushing yards and touchdown records, and Coach Calcagno is not surprised with the performance so far this season.
Holy moly, this guy is good. If I was one of his teammates, I would just be begging for the ball.
The WCAL League season record for rushing yards is 1,449 yards, held by Villami 2, a class of 22, and Kingston Carolina only needs 568 yards to get to that number. And with that 80-yard touchdown there, he's already getting closer to breaking the WCAL League record.
And Kingston Carolina has been breaking records constantly. It's fun to see. with these playoffs coming up, he's going to make those stats increasingly better.
Andrew Macris to kick off for the Lancers.
That's a great start for the Lancers. This is that touchdown is going to come in handy throughout the rest of this game.
Touchback there, and Cathedral will take over on the 20-yard line. You know, this team can truly rely on Kingston, and it's going to be really interesting to see if Sacred Heart can respond to that and sort of fight against his intense work ethic, similar to how they limited the Valley Christian Rush game despite the loss.
I'm going to give you a little information on the Sacred Heart Cathedral performance after this play.
Let's see how Cathedral will respond. Michael Sargent, the quarterback. There's a motion. It's a jet sweep. O'Brien Flanagan with the carry.
All right, let's talk about the Sacred Heart Cathedral performance so far. The Sacred Heart Cathedral's football team, the Fighting Irish, has had a mixed 2024 season, currently standing at 3-4 overall and 1-3 in league play. They began with a strong start, dominated Soledad 42-0 in their season opener, followed by a 33-6 win over Sacred Heart Prep. However, tougher opponents in the West Catholic Athletic League challenged them. Notable losses include a 63-34 defeat to Archbishop Reardon. Let's see if they can capitalize. They need to win this year. They're 1-3. That is not good.
Officials timeout on the 2nd and 1. 9-yard gain there on the jet sweep play. Another motion. They'll toss it out, and they'll get the first down, caught there by number 18.
Again,
number 16, Jared Kamara.
This Sacred Heart offense is a very high, heavy pass offense, and I think that will work a lot on the St. Francis defense today. I think this game could be really close due to that factor.
Here we go. 1st and 10 here. Sargent will throw. Quick pass there. Caught. Good tackle. Tackle made there by number 21.
Sargent's pass complete to Robinson on the tackle.
Quinton Robinson with the tackle.
Gain of 5. 2nd and 5.
All right, I'm going to tell you some key players to watch on Sacred Heart. Today you should be looking for QB1, Michael Sargent, running back 1, Legend Williams, and wide receiver 1, Zion Secrece. He's a sophomore. He's been playing great so far this season.
2nd and 5. Couple motions. They'll run it. Good tackle there by Jackson Cahoon, not letting anything get by him.
Jackson Cahoon has been great so far this season. All-star linebacker. He's just been a reliable resource for the St. Francis defense. Constant tackles, not letting anybody get through. And I will tell you something, on certain plays, he is just the last line of defense that they have. You can definitely thank him for several touchdowns this season.
Jackson Cahoon has 59 total tackles this year, including 4 tackles for loss. He averages around 9 tackles a game. Here we go, Sargent. They'll pass it. Quick pass over the middle, caught. And he's still going. Number 16, Kamara, gets into Lancer territory, past the 40 at the 36-yard line.
It's a great catch from Kamara. He's been great so far this season. And I think that this pass offense from Sacred Heart Cathedral is a great skill, and they're going to carry that out for the rest of this game.
This St. Francis secondary is going to be really tested because of Michael Sargent's constant quick throws and the Sacred Heart Cathedral's heavy pass game. They motion. They'll give it. Good tackle there. Run there by Legend Williams. Gain of around 3. Legend Williams has 4 touchdowns on the year, including 470 yards. The junior.
Second and 9 at the 36.
Here we go. Second and 9.
Looking like it's going to be some play action for the Sacred Heart offense.
3 receivers to the right.
And you can definitely trust these receivers with how well they've been doing this season.
Quick pass there. Caught there by number 5. And he gets around the outside, getting the first down. Caught there by Zion Secrease.
This wide receiver 1 for Sacred Heart Cathedral has been unstoppable this season. He's had 490 total yards receiving. And he's averaging 13.2 yards per catch. That's fantastic if you ask me.
First and 10 at the 24.
First and 10 here. Inside the 25. They're going to hand it off to Legend Williams, who falls forward for a gain of around 3.
Williams, the ball carrier.
Again, we've seen that this quarterback is easy to jump on. And if they start blitzing this quarterback, I think the St. Francis defense could have some success.
Second and 8 at the 22-yard line.
Second and 8 here. Motion again. Screen pass out of the hands of Zion Secrease. Incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 8.
I'm excited to keep watching this game because most commonly in high school football you see a lot of rushing talent and you don't see as many play action passes, and that's a lot of what the Sacred Heart offense has been doing so far this season.
Brings up third down.
You know, we spoke with Coach Calcagno recently, and we asked him about what he expects from the team captains for this big game. He said, I asked them to lead us to be consistent across the board, and it's important here defensively that they can remain to be consistent. Don't allow any blown coverages and allow the Sacred Heart Cathedral offense to get some momentum going. Lancers show blitz. They will blitz. And they bring him down. Great sack there. Number 4, Jackson Cahoon on the sack, as well as number 7.
And that is exactly what I told you. If they get some pressure on this quarterback, I think the St. Francis Lancers will have some great success this game. I would continue with that game plan if I was the St. Francis defense coordinator.
Sean McCoy and Jackson Cahoon with the sack there, and now we'll bring up 4th and long, 4th and 15. And it looks like the Sacred Heart Cathedral offense will go for it here. It looks like it's too far down the field to punt, but too far away for a field goal.
I would definitely say that's probably the right call because of the trustworthiness that this Sacred Heart offense has within their receiving core.
Here we go, big 4th down here. Sargent drops back to pass. He's going to escape. He throws it, caught there, number 16, Kamara. Does he get the first? He does. And they get the 4th and 15 conversion.
He barely got that 4th and 15 conversion. That's a clutch moment from the Sacred Heart Cathedral right there. The Fighting Irish are going to thank themselves for that play later.
Ball will be placed on the 12-yard line. Good throw there by Sargent. Whistle's blown before that play.
Williams, the ball carrier.
This has been a perfect drive so far from the Sacred Heart Cathedral offense. The only bad play that they've had so far is the sack on their quarterback. Other than that, if I was the Sacred Heart coach, I would be very satisfied with the performance from the Sacred Heart offense currently.
They motion. Sargent will keep it on a QB draw and will get around 4.
Sargent, the keeper.
And it will be 3rd and goal. Or actually 3rd and 6. Looks like the first down mark is at the 1. 3rd and 3.
Hey, what are you predicting for this play right here, Rohan?
I mean, I think they're going to probably run a pass play here. That's sort of a common trend they've been doing when they get into the red zone. Here's Sargent lined up in the gun.
I would love a pass out to O'Brien Flanagan. Very trusty receiver.
And it looks like one of the Cathedral players. Actually, it's going to be a timeout there by the Lancers.
What were you saying on that play? I think they're going to throw it on and out. Maybe to Zion Secrece. Their wide receiver one, he's been very trustable, especially in the red zone.
Timeout there, just under 5 minutes to go in the first half. You know, St. Francis have a freshman, Jaden Lewis, and it's not very often you actually see a freshman get called up to the St. Francis football program, but we asked Coach Calcagno what he sees in such a young talent, and he said, I think he's a very good football player. He's very physical, but also very smart. Like the first week we had him up here, we were playing him out of position, to be honest, but he's normally not in that spot. But he's a good enough football player with a high IQ and can figure stuff out pretty quickly. You know, he may be 14 years old, but he looks and plays like he's a senior, and Jaden Lewis on the season has 15 total tackles across 5 games and 4 tackles for loss. He's a pretty explosive player with a bright future ahead of him.
All right, let's see what the Sacred Heart Cathedral offense has to offer right here.
3rd and 3. And it looks like one of the Cathedral players jumped. And this will be going back.
I would almost say this is good for the Sacred Heart Cathedral offense. If they get backed up 5 yards, they don't have a place to throw a pass. They have very trusty receivers. I can see a very easy touchdown right here with the Sacred Heart Cathedral offense.
Gives them a little bit more room to work with. Still inside the 10 at around the 8 or 9 yard line.
At the 9 yard line.
Third and 8.
Sargent lined up in the gun. 2 receivers to his right. He's looking to throw quickly on a slant. He's going to try to escape the pocket. Good tackle there. And he won't get anywhere, and it'll be 4th down.
Now, if I was Sargent right there, I would desperately try to get that ball out of my hands. Good decision, though, to not throw a pick.
No gain on the play.
Tackle made there by Trevor Dong, not allowing him to escape and get around him to possibly run it in. But the kicking team will come on. Kamara, who's also a receiver, is the kicker for the team. His kick is up, and it is no good.
Ron, do you think you can make that kick?
I'm not sure.
We've been recently taking
there's a lot
kicks
of
out.
pressure for him.
Definitely.
And the score remains 7-0 as Aaron Knapp and the Lancers offense will take over at their own 8 yard line.
Rahan, what do you think about that drive from the Sacred Heart offense?
I think it shows a lot of potential of this offense. They just needed to finish that play. Obviously, they got inside the 10, but their quick passing play has really, the Lancers secondary has really struggled to deal with them. Here's Aaron Knapp. Kingston Canana lined up right behind him. It's going to be a quick pass here. Grant Regelis will get around 4 or 5 yards.
Love to see some passing plays. That was great for the St. Francis offense. Again, the St. Francis offense has very great, trustable receivers. And I don't think they use them enough, but with Kingston Canana, they could truly rely on them.
A rare pass there from Coach Calcagno's conservative sort of play style.
Gain of 6. 2nd and 4.
2nd and 4 here. Clock's running. We're entering 4 minutes left Lancers lined up in I formation, 2 receivers to the right. It's a quick pass out there. Perrion Williams trying to get the outside. Will get the first down and will be tackled out of bounds.
Great catch from Perrion Williams. Shows great control and is able to definitely get some yards after the catch.
2 quick passes to the outside. Moves the chains for the Lancers. Aaron Knapp, obviously it's a big night for Aaron Knapp as it's his senior night at as a St. Francis career, and he's feeling pretty confident going into this game. You know, on the season he's thrown 633 yards, 49 completions on 91 attempts, averaging around 90 yards a game. He's thrown for 8 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. He's been pretty good so far this year. They're going to hand it off to Carolina. And he breaks another tackle, still going. Is this going to be a second? On his second carry, it will. Touchdown, St. Francis.
Kingston Carolina just keeps adding on to those stats right there. He has been fantastic so far this season, and that just keeps adding on to his greatness. BYU should definitely be excited to get him starting on their roster.
2 runs for Kingston Carolina and 2 touchdowns for Kingston Carolina. Unstoppable. The Cathedral defensive line just cannot bring him down. And now Aaron Wong to take the extra point as the Lancers go up 2 scores.
Again, I keep mentioning how I want to see some play action from the St. Francis offense, but Kingston Carolina is really just putting me down right here.
And the kick is up and good. You know, St. Francis, they get a lot of stick for obviously just constantly running the ball and not really throwing it. But if you have a player like Kingston Carolina who can score 2 60-plus yard touchdowns across literally two runs, 100% touchdown completion rate.
That is crazy.
Then, you know, even though we do have some talented receivers, running the ball with Kingston Carolina is a really good first option.
I would say we had a great mix. We threw the ball a little bit there. We got the ball moving, and we ran the ball, so we gave the receivers a little play time.
3-play drive there.
Did you see his ability to break that tackle on that play? That was pretty fantastic.
Andrew Macris to kick off. Brian O'Flanagan is back there to return. This will land him. Escaped his hands, but it'll be out for a touchback.
The Sacred Heart defense definitely needs to work on wrapping up Kingston Carolina because he's gotten away for 50-plus yards on 2 different times where he's been nearly tackled.
Now Cathedral need an important response here. They got into the red zone last time, missing the field goal attempt. They just need to keep doing what they're doing. They're making progress, passing the ball, and also on these motion run plays, including a couple jet sweeps we've seen and a QB draw. They have a lot of variety on offense. They motion again. Sargent, quick toss there to O'Flanagan.
Zion Secrece, he's been great so far this year with 6 touchdowns. He was one-on-one coverage there. I would have personally audibled and thrown that to him.
They wrap him up for a loss of 1.
Jaden Lewis in on the tackle. Loss of 1. 2nd and 11 at the 19.
2nd and 11. Here at their 19-yard line. Just under 3 minutes to play in the first quarter. Sargent in the gun. Will throw. Good catch there across the field by Kamara. And a tackle. Looks like it's going to be a gain of around 8. Tackle made there by number 14, Sean Walsh.
They didn't quite get the first down there. Let's see if the Sacred Heart Cathedral offense can continue to be what they've been doing great so far this season. They've been doing great on their 3rd down conversions.
3rd and 2. at the 28-yard line. Important third down here. Lancers trying to make it a 3-and-out. Sargent lined up in the gun again. Legend Williams to the right of him. 3 receivers to his left. Sargent, quick throw, caught there. Still going, and a great tackle there by number 5, Chase Cahoon, and if he didn't get there, he might have been gone. Looks like that catch was made by Zion Secrease on the slant.
And that is impressive skill from a sophomore, Zion Secrease. He has played great so far this season with over 490 yards so far today. Not today, but over the season.
6 touchdowns so far for him this year. He's been their best wide receiver so far.
I would just throw it to him again if I was the Sacred Heart Cathedral offense right here.
They motion across. Hughes with the run. Good run there, getting around 5.
Now this game, it's surprising that it's 14-0. These teams have looked pretty even so far, but just Kingston Carolina has been able to slip away with those 2 broken tackles for 50-plus yards and a touchdown.
2nd and 5 here at the 46-yard line. Minute to play in the first quarter. They motion again. Jet sweep. Trying to get around him. Good tackle there. O'Brien Flanagan will only get around maybe a yard.
This Sacred Heart offense looks like they really like their jet sweep. They've run it about 5 times now today.
Last year when these teams met up, Sacred Heart Cathedral couldn't keep up with the Lancers offense as the game ended with a final score of 44-23. These teams have evolved a lot over the past year as they both improved significantly. This Cathedral team with Sargent as their quarterback was very young last year and struggled on the discipline aspects of their game. However, they've grown a lot, and obviously with that big win over Midi, getting their first WCAL win in a while, shows sort of the character that this team has. Sargent drops back, escapes, a sack, throwing it long, Flanagan. That was actually Zach Secrease there.
Nearly caught by Zion Secrease. He's very trustable, and I would say that was a bit overthrown, but definitely could have caught that.
Yeah, that you definitely could have caught that. Went through the hands there of Secrease. Almost a sack there. And now Cathedral will punt. Kingston Carolina there in the back to return. He's gone 2 for 2 in terms of touchdowns on run plays. Now let's see what he can do on special teams.
I'm really liking watching this connection between Sargent and Zion Secrease.
Carolina
to watch so far.
Gets it. Trying to go around the outside. Has a lot of blockers and a lot of room to run. Still going. And they finally bring almost. They
almost got away there again. That is crazy. His ability to break tackles is truly spectacular. It's something special.
Absolutely. They can bring him down inside the 40. And Carolina's explosiveness is effective even on special teams. You know, we talked to Coach Calcagno recently, and he said about Kingston Carolina, he said he's feeling pretty good. He's a difference maker, right? So we will hand him the ball, and if we're successful, we will continue to hand him all night. Like, he's just a very good football player. I'm sure Coach Walsh has him ready to go to try to do everything to stop Kingston and make us beat them with not our first option. However, so far, this has not been working.
If you were Coach Calcagno, would you throw the ball a little bit right here, or would you keep trusting Kingston Carolina?
I would still keep trusting Kingston Carolina. I mean, you can't really argue with the fact that he's rushed for 2 plays and he's had over 60 yards in each of those runs for touchdowns. So I'd say, I know we have very talented receivers, but
just keep
hand him
running
the ball if it's working. Maybe if the game gets a little out of hand, start utilizing some other receivers, get them some good reps in, but obviously this game's not over yet. Lancers offense come onto the field for the second quarter.
Kingston Carolina looks locked in and ready to run this for another 40 yards.
Looks like Loa Tuilela's in the back instead of Kingston Carolina. They're giving him a rest.
That's my fault on my part.
Lancers line up in I formation. They will give it to Loa Tuilela. Breaking a tackle, still going. Get around 4 or 5 yards there. Diving for an extra one.
I'm curious to see what they've been practicing in practice so far, because this running offense from the St. Francis Lancers is just truly spectacular.
Loa Tuilela, the 5'11", 185-pound junior, has spent most of the time this year as the backup for Carolina, learning a lot from him, obviously being one of the best running back in the WCal. It's really interesting to see what he's learned from him. The quick handoff there, first down.
Again, having this trustable rushing offense from the Lancers just gives them the ability to control the clock. It is currently 14-0, and there's 11 minutes left in the second quarter. This drive could easily go down to about 8 minutes with how much time they take on each play.
The sophomore Carolina, one of the Carolina brothers with the carry, has been called up. He's the only sophomore on the team. Him and Jaden Lewis are the only freshman sophomore players. And he gets the first down there.
I'd love to see Aaron Knapp get some action today.
James Jordan goes across the field, lands up on the right side. Good block there. Loa still going, goes around the outside. Loa Tuilela will score for the third touchdown for the Lancers.
Wow, the rushing offense from the Lancers today has just been fantastic. I am so excited to continue to watch this rushing offense from the Lancers, because there's definitely some talent on this roster currently.
And you have to give credit to James Jordan there. What an amazing block he had. Gave him such a big hole to just go and explode into and get around the outside for the score. Aaron Wong to take the extra point.
All right, if Sacred Heart wants a chance at winning this game, they are definitely going to have to come out and score some points.
Kick is up, kick is good. Loa Tuilela, the touchdown scored from him. He has 80 yards on the season so far, including 2 touchdowns. One versus Bell the other time, and one just now. Now they're resting Carolina, and I doubt he's going to come in anytime soon. The WCal League season record for carries is 173, held by John Paul Jones of Midi in 1974. Kingston needs 71 carries to get 173. If he was in for the remainder of this game, going towards the end of the year, if he kept getting reps, he could have possibly broken that record. But if he's looking to sit out this game, it looks like that record will not be broken. But it's incredible that he's even being considered for having the most amount of rushes in a WCal season, competing with a record set in 1974.
If the Sacred Heart offense can get some passes string together. Also, just remember that on their team they have 3 receivers with over 280 yards so far this season receiving. Just goes to show how great their quarterback is and how great their receivers are.
Andrew Macris to kick the Lancers off. It's going to go down to Flanagan, who will be stuffed up at the 20 and still getting pushed back.
This Lancers team is playing with some fight in them right there. This game is already 21-0. Lancers are taking over.
Obviously, with it being senior night tonight, for the Lancers, we sat down and talked to Coach Calcanio about the importance of the seniors at this program and how much of an inspiration and impact they've had on the younger players on the team. Coach Calcanio said, I would say that a program is good if it's run by its coaches, but it's great if it's run by its players. That just shows how important the seniors have been for Sacred Heart or for St. Francis in leading this team to being undefeated in WCAL so far. Quick run there. Tackled for a gain of 1.
Let's talk about the standings and the current expectations for the Lancers so far this season. So the St. Francis Lancers are currently ranked number 30 in California, and the expectations for this game are incredibly high. And if we take that number 30 ranking into consideration, Aaron Knapp is 100% locked in and focused on his goal for his last season here at St. Francis, and that is a CCS championship. With how they're looking right now, I can definitely see them beating De La Salle. They recently lost to De La Salle by a very large margin, and I think that they've been playing well enough that they could beat them.
Sargent lined up at the gun, drops back to pass across the far side of the field, caught there. Looks like it's not going to be for much, though. Looks like a gain of around 2.
Great pass and catch from Zion Secrece. Overall, I think that this is definitely one of the most talented rosters that I've seen yet on St. Francis. The fact that the Lancers have great receiving and passing options from Perrion to Knapp just goes to show the depth within this roster. And don't forget about Kingston Carolina. There is so much depth within this roster. And on the defense, Jackson Cahoon has been great so far this season.
Michael Sargent lined up in the gun again.
Great
Quick
catch.
Throw. Good big hit there. Caught by number 2, O'Brien Flanagan.
And great tackle from number 13, Kaimani Kaanaina.
Flanagan so far hasn't really been involved in the rushing game, but on his passing game, he's has over 300 yards, including a touchdown. Averages around 70 yards a game. Really productive. They motion across. Sargent's going to keep it, trying to go on the right, and just will dive down, and that will bring up second down. Nothing there on that play. He had no blockers, no help, and he just has to go down.
The Lancers have to be a bit careful there because they've done a good job of handling their personal fouls, but recently they've had a lot of personal fouls this week. And I would say the quarterback was already down there and they hit him late, but it was not called. Lucky that St. Francis defense got away with that.
Sargent actually has 7 rushing touchdowns this season, which is the most efficient in WCAL so far. Handoff there to Legend Williams. Gain of around 1.
St. Francis defense has played fantastic today. Great tackles. They've been able to wrap up anybody trying to get through on the Sacred Heart offense.
The run game stifled by this incredible Lancers defensive line. And big plays there from players like Jackson Cahoon, Quentin Robinson, Sean McCoy, and others. 3rd and 13 here. Sargent will drop back to pass. Looking on the left side of the field. Throw is way behind him. And that will bring up 4th down, and the punt team will come on.
21-0 with 7 minutes left. You can see the St. Francis team maybe ending this game on this drive. 28-0 is pretty hard to come back from.
Pass intended for Valentino Fierros, the junior. And Kaanaina is back there to return. Looks like he's only going to be really used for special team plays.
And he's been great receiving kicks recently. He had 2 touchdowns receiving a kickoff in one game. That game was truly spectacular from Kingston Kaanaina.
He's touched the ball 3 times, and each 3 times he's touched it. Almost a block punt. The flag is thrown as he runs into the punter, and that's a pretty dumb mistake from the Lancers, as he was hit pretty hard. The punter looks like he was hit there from number 32, Naya Latini.
It's a very crucial mistake for the Lancers right there. Puts their defense back on the field.
And now Sargent will come back on.
with how great the receiving core is for the Sacred Heart Cathedral offense. I think I can see a touchdown here. Do a quick drive. This needs to be about under a minute.
And a lifeline given to Cathedral as I'm looking at the replay. It looks like he got taken out there. Pass there to number 2, and it's dropped. They will call it an incomplete pass. Pass intended for Flanagan.
Again, think. The Lancers had the ball first. If the Sacred Heart Cathedral offense goes down and scores a touchdown here, and they make a stop, they could be down 21-14 going into the half.
Second and 10 at the 35.
Second and 10 at the 35. Sargent scrambled to the left side of the
Got plenty
field.
of time.
Great protection here, and he still won't get anything and will lose yardage
I'm
as
surprised.
he walks out of bounds.
I'm surprised that the receivers there weren't able to get any separation. Great coverage from the Lancers defense, especially because their receiving core is so great.
Jackson Cahoon.
You know, going back to the issue of personal fouls, I'd say it's safe to say that personal fouls have been the biggest issue for the Lancers this season so far, as it's allowed games such as the Midi game, Sarah game, and other moments in the year to be much closer than it should have been because of the penalties, and it's something very uncharacteristic of the Lancers. And another flag there on the punt, actually, where special teams have been super efficient, and now that's caused the Cathedral to have a chance to get back into this game before the half. Quick throw there, incomplete. Nobody.
Looked like it's going to be pass interference on the Lancers. I definitely saw something there. Grabbed a little on Zion Crease. Definitely can't afford to do that, especially on 3rd and 12.
Still talking about the personal fouls there as the pass interference is called. You know, we talked to team captain Aaron Knapp about this issue. He said, quote, "It's definitely uncharacteristic, but we really had to talk about, you know, being disciplined. And we've had a ton of big plays where we shoot ourselves in the foot and it gets called back. And as the season goes on, it's going to get harder and harder to win games, especially in the playoffs. So we know that there's not a lot of room for error coming into these future games. And it's important to just keep your mouth shut as well." So flags, a big issue for the Lancers defense so far, allowing the Cathedral to get into their territory. Run there by Hughes. Won't get anywhere, but will get them past the 40 for a gain of around 1.
The rushing offense for the Fighting Irish haven't been able to get anywhere today. And it's been great from the St. Francis defense. They've been able to lock that running back core up.
Hughes, the ball carrier.
100%. Hughes, the
39 at the 40.
ball carrier. 5'4" junior, 170 pounds.
I think this win, if they can have a comfortable win over the Sacred Heart Cathedral team today, I think it would be great for the Lancers because they're going to play Valley Christian next week, which is a great team, 5-2. Very important game for them. Sets the tone for the rest of the season.
Quick pass to the outside. Prince Parham with the catch. Gain of around 1. And it's a fumble, and the Lancers recovered there by number 23, Diego Areola. Very late fumble there. I almost didn't even see it. But the Lancers will get the ball at their own 42-yard line.
Man, that is a crucial mistake for the Fighting Irish. They cannot afford to be giving up any possessions to the Lancers right now, especially with how their offense is rolling. They cannot afford to do that.
Aaron Knapp to walk back onto the field. In November of his freshman year, he was diagnosed with lymphoma, and he had nothing but determination to get back onto the field. He said he wasn't too worried about it because he had friends and family praying for him. He spent 9 weeks under chemotherapy, which is incredibly hard to get through. And look at him here now. Aaron Knapp drops back to pass.
What a pass.
Perryon Williams, great pass, and a touchdown. What a play from Aaron Knapp. And great separation there by Perryon Williams for the 4th score tonight.
Again, I was talking about the play-action plan for the St. Francis offense today. If you have been watching this season so far for St. Francis, you have been able to clearly see the skill within their run offense through Kingston Carolina. Now think, if Sacred Heart has been watching the St. Francis offensive film, they have definitely been preparing to play against a run-heavy offense. They've definitely been doing that tonight. They took advantage of that with the play-action pass, and it definitely worked.
Perryon Williams has over 300 receiving yards and 6 touchdowns. Aaron Wong to kick the extra point. He's 4 for 4. Perryon Williams, he's a great receiver. He doesn't get the ball as much as really any other wide receiver one would, but when they need him, when Aaron Knapp drops back and he's looking downfield, Perryon Williams is almost like he always seems to get that separation.
We should definitely show some love for Perryon Williams. He's the same star recruit as Kingston Carolina. He's got some great talent. I'm excited to watch him going forward in college football.
Perryon Williams especially is very versatile. He can catch those deep passes, and a lot of the time when the Lancers are inside their own 10-yard or inside the 10-yard line of the red zone, they tend to throw him on fade routes, and it's almost like he never drops any of those.
And currently in the NFL, we're going to talk about some Lancer alumni. Former Lancer Evan Williams is playing out of his mind in Green Bay right now. He's a lockdown safety, and he has 26 tackles and a forced fumble so far this season. He's doing this as a 4th-round draft pick, and he's only 23 years old. There's definitely some talent on this roster, and that could be lived up to by Kingston Carolina and Perryon Williams.
Caught there in the back by Hughes on the return. Good tackle there, and he'll be tackled at around the 15-yard line.
What I was saying about Evan Williams, next time you watch the Packers, I would definitely look out for safety Evan Williams, because he's a great and talented kid to watch.
Going back to Kingston Carolina's 2 touchdowns, there have only been 5 times where a St. Francis player has rushed for over 300 yards in a game, and 3 of those times have been Kingston Carolina this year. He's having an unbelievable year, and hopefully he can shatter some WCal records towards the end of the season.
The computer froze. The computer froze. I had to restart it.
Sargent scrambling to the left, breaking a few tackles, hit as he throws. Caught there, though. Good catch there by number 7, Valentino Fierros.
Number 8, Mickey Williams, was completely open on that play, and he was begging for the ball. Surprised their QB couldn't get that out of their hands into him. It was a long pass, though.
There was a lot of pressure there as well, so
yeah.
It was really hard to get any sort of completion. Surprised they even did it. First down for Cathedral.
First and 10 at the 26.
First and 10. If I am the Sacred Heart Cathedral offense, I would maybe run it a little bit. You do not want to give this ball back to the Lancers, even if it means only scoring 3 points.
They do run it. Number 5 on the carry, Zion Secrees.
Williams, ball carrier.
Or, sorry, that was Legend Williams on the carry.
I've seen the morale has been very high from the Lancers this week. It's been great. Players have been excited for this game, and you can see how it shows. Players are excited, making aggressive tackles. It's been great.
Second and 8.
All right, let's talk about the current season standings in a second.
Sargent, long throw, caught there, right over Jackson Cahoon, and this will be a large score.
That puts the Fire Irish back in the game. That's exactly what you needed to see from their offense. A great pass from a trustable receiver. Number 2, O'Brien Flanagan, caught that pass.
That ball was caught right over Jackson Cahoon, who he actually didn't even get that much separation, but it was a perfect throw from Sargent, and that will put the Fighting Irish on the board just before the half.
O'Brien Flanagan is probably wide receiver 3 on this team right now. He has 283 yards on the season. And a missed field goal.
Looks like that kick is blocked.
Sorry.
And whistle's blown before.
Extra point is blocked. They definitely need to fix that. That will definitely come back to bite them. That 4 points that they have now lost from extra points and field goals. It's definitely crucial.
Kamara is the kicker. He's also their wide receiver for the junior.
Next week they travel to San Francisco to face Wharton in their final regular season match. Congrats and good luck to seniors.
Now, if this scoreline remains a large margin, I think it's safe to say St. Francis is going to really put all their attention into next week versus Valley Christian, the only other undefeated team in WCAL. They'll play next week away at Valley Christian, and you know that's a tough place to play at. Obviously, with the weather, it's moody, it's windy, and they'll play them at 7 p.m. away.
If I am the Fighting Irish, I would try to kick this as far as possible. You do not want to give the ball to Kingston Carolina, especially on a Kingston return. You could barely easily run it back right here.
Kick is up, and this will go to Kingston Carolina.
And he's going to get it.
Big hole. Carolina going around the outside, has a blocker. Number 16, Roman Stichu, is the blocker, and Kingston Carolina will go for another score.
What did I tell you? Kick it out anywhere. Do not give Kingston Carolina the ball on a kickoff. He can run it back so easily, especially with the talented blocking from the St. Francis offense. That was great from Kingston Carolina.
And a third touchdown for Kingston Carolina today, and the 5th touchdown for the Lancers in the first half. They stopped using him in the rush game. They only use him on kick returns or punt returns, and he already has a touchdown there, and he's 2 for 2 on rushing in terms of touchdowns. So an incredible game. It's almost like he's playing against nobody out on the field with the amount of touchdowns he's scoring. Aaron Wong to kick the extra point. It's good. 35-6 is the score.
He is definitely, I would be very surprised if he's not the kick returner for his BYU college team next year. If the BYU scouts, BYU coaches are looking at him right now, he should definitely be returning kicks for them.
All he needs to do is send his highlight tape from this game, and I bet BYU would, without a doubt, put him as their number 1 kick returner.
And don't forget about that game that he had 2 return kicks for touchdowns.
Versus Bellarmine, yeah, that game, Kingston Carolina's special teams doing these kick returns put the game to bed super early, almost in like the first quarter. This game looks like it's already been put to bed as it's a 4-score game.
Kingston Carolina just truly silenced the Fighting Irish. They had a little bit of hope, but it's been put to bed.
Hughes and Secrece back to return. Andrew Mackers to kick. This will go to, it's fumbled and picked up, luckily. And they will be tackled at the 24.
That was a mistake from the Fighting Irish. If they let that happen, that probably would have been a touchdown. It would have been
Scoop and
42-6.
That would have been a scoop and score. Hughes' quick reactions allow for him to recover the mistake from Secrece.
First and 10 at the 24 for the Irish.
And first and 10 for the 24. Under 4 minutes to go. Cathedral absolutely need a response before the half if they want to stay in this game. Otherwise, going into halftime, they might be a little bit upset that this game is already out of hand. Good tackle there. Number 4, Jackson Cahoon on the tackle. Not allowing Legend Williams to go anywhere.
If I was the offensive coordinator for the Fighting Irish, I would just be throwing constant go routes for my receivers. You need just a Hail Mary at this point. 35-6 with 3 minutes left in the first quarter. It's going to be hard to come back from.
Sacred Heart Cathedral might start looking towards their next game next week versus St. Ignatius at the San Francisco rivalry. They play at home at 2 p.m. St. Ignatius' only WCal loss coming from St. Francis just last week, and we'll talk about that at halftime. Sargent, another time where they pass it out to number 2 Flanagan, and he drops it. It's almost like they copy-pasted the play from earlier, and with another drop there.
You need to complete that pass, especially being down 35-6. There is not any room for silly mistakes like that.
Looks like they're going to rule that pass as a fumble, and as it rolls out of bounds, this will be a loss for the Fighting Irish.
Could the Lancers have scooped that up and scored right there?
I don't think anybody really noticed that it was a fumble, but it was rolling out of bounds pretty fast, so I doubt, unless they have insane reactions, they would have got there. Here we go, Sargent on 3rd and 13, dropping back to pass.
Got plenty of time.
Quick throw there, Flanagan with a good catch and a spin move as he'll get the first down and go out of bounds at around the 43-yard line.
He was tackled by Sean Walsh, carried out of bounds.
Flanagan has been really good so far today, obviously with that touchdown and getting that catch that moves the chains for the Fighting Irish as he goes out of bounds with 2 minutes and 14 seconds left. Going into this game, he had around 283 yards, and he's he's already surpassed 100 yards this game. Here is Sargent rolling out to his left. Throw will go way out of bounds.
All right, with this current constant lead over Sacred Heart, let's talk about Valley Christian coming up. I think that next week is very important for the Lancers. It could definitely set the stage for the rest of their season, put them in a great spot for the playoffs.
2nd and 10, 2 minutes and 7 seconds to go. Three receivers lined up to the left. Sargent in the gun again, roll out to his left. Looking across the middle of the field, nowhere to go. He's just going to chuck this one out of bounds. Almost intercepted there by number 32, Alatini, but it was out of bounds. And that will bring up 3rd down inside 2 minutes.
That is huge for the Lancers. Valley Christian lost today to St. Ignatius. 20-13 final score. They are playing St. Francis next week, and this will be huge. Coming off a 5-game, if they win this, the Lancers coming off a 5-game win streak. This could be a great opportunity for the Lancers.
That loss gives Valley Christian their first loss of the WCal season, and that is a pretty significant loss, as if the Lancers will win this, they will be top of WCal in terms of record. Still without a loss, but obviously it's still going to be a big game going into next week. Sargent again rolling out to his left, finds a pocket, he's going to throw, overthrown, and it'll be incomplete, bringing up 4th down. Pass was intended for Valentino Fierros, the junior.
That wasn't a great pass. I think that pass needs to be improved. Definitely going to need to work on that in practice.
Definitely overthrown. 4th and 10. And Cathedral will... Looks like they will punt as Sargent is off the field.
Uh-oh. Who's receiving?
Kingston Canine. Jared Kamara to punt. He's obviously not a kicker. He's a wide receiver. They take a while to punt it, and they don't even punt it anywhere near Keana Aina, as they are very, very scared that if he gets that ball, he's going to go all the way.
That kick is very valid. That is definitely the right decision not to give that ball to Kingston Keana Aina, because with his percentages on kick returns, he would have ran that back.
Kingston Keana Aina, even after not getting as many snaps this game, still is definitely going to be considered, with including these stats, as the best running back in the entire Bay Area, with these incredible bursts of plays, exploding into pockets, breaking tackles in the secondary. Aaron Knapp dropping back to pass, escaping the pressure, rolling out to his right, caught there.
Gonna be out of bounds.
Joey Paulson with the catch, but unfortunately he was out of bounds.
If I was Coach Carcagno, I would love to see Aaron Knapp keep playing in the third quarter today. I would hate to see the starters get sat, especially because it's senior night. Get them some action. They want to play. It's their last home game here for the regular season.
Second and 10 after that incomplete pass. They'll line up. Aaron Knapp with an empty backfield. Loa motions to the slot. Aaron Knapp trying to escape pressure. Quick throw there. Caught there by Loa Tuilela for around 4 yards.
I can't believe Aaron Knapp got that pass off. He also completed it. Pretty good pass while under pressure. Literally while he was being dragged down.
He's been experiencing a lot of pressure lately on those past 2 plays.
And here's a quote from Aaron Knapp on this game in the season so far. He said, "Feeling good, obviously I've been blessed to play a lot of games under the lights here, and it's been a good ride. We're planning on playing at least one playoff game here, but the last regular season game, senior night, feels very surreal. And he's been blessed to be coached by a great coach, Coach Carcagno, and he's definitely made some great memories on this field. I'm gonna be missing him next season."
When we sat down with him for an interview, with Coach Calcagno for an interview, Aaron Knapp immediately after the interview was done started studying film and studying the playbook, and it just shows sort of his devotion and the amount of time he dedicates to perfecting his game. He might not throw the ball as much this season, obviously with Kingston Carolina as the running back, but he's really been a key part in moving and inspiring these Lancers, and on his senior night, it's great to see him being commemorated for that. Last year when these teams met up, Sacred Heart Cathedral couldn't keep up with the Lancers offense as the game ended in a 44-23 score, and these teams have evolved a lot over the past year. They've both significantly improved, and this Cathedral team was very young last year, and they struggled on the discipline aspects of their game. And despite them still being young, they can still pose a much greater challenge for the Lancers, especially on the defensive end, but unfortunately they just haven't been able to contain Kingston Carolina, and they blew coverage there on the touchdown for Perryon Williams. So
beautiful night tonight. Very warm under the lights.
3rd and 6. Aaron Knapp drops back to pass. Big hit there on Joey Paulson, but he still gets the catch. It won't be the first down. It'll be 4th and around 4, gain of around 2. Big hit taken there by Joey Paulson, and it looks like the punt team will come out.
The Lancers are going to take as long as possible on this punt. They have been able to control the clock today. 56 seconds left on the clock. 35-6. It's going to be a rough halftime talk in the locker room for the Sacred Heart Cathedral Irish.
Eric Bettendorf, the punter for the Lancers. His first punt of the day today. He averages around 30 yards a punt. And they'll take as much time as possible as the clock winds down to the looks like they'll take the delay of game, bringing them back.
It's definitely a smart decision. Just take the clock down as much as possible. And this has been a great night tonight. Very warm under the lights. It was a great sunset. This is just an unreal feeling. Football, you know?
Absolutely.
America.
Great weather in Mountain View.
Love
Punt is up and back to return.
Not the greatest punt. Usually you see better. Actually, it's
That's
okay.
a great bounce. As it
Very
gets-
lucky bounce.
It gets to the 20-yard line. And there's around 8 seconds left, so this will probably be the last play of the half. Think they might just kneel it, get to halftime, talk over how they're going to stop this run game, how they're going to stop this Lancers versatile offense. Obviously, that's been the biggest issue for Cathedral.
The Irish should, I would throw a Hail Mary right here. They should take every opportunity that they get on the ball if they want to even try winning this game right now. Oh,
And they'll
they're
kneel
gonna
it.
kneel it. I would have thrown the ball. I don't know.
And that's the end of the first half.
And that brings us to the end of the first half. Lancers up 35-6. So, obviously, with it being senior night tonight for the Lancers, we sat down and talked to Coach Calcagno about the importance of the seniors at this program and how much of an inspiration and impact they've had on the younger players on the team. Coach Calcagno said, I would say that a program is good if it's run by its coaches, but it's great if it's run by its players. And so, that's what the senior group has been really good in, that leadership role. They've done a really good job of trying to set the standard and getting our players to follow their standard and their lead. It doesn't get to us because they take care of it. We're going to be in a much better spot, and this group of seniors has been really good at that. Some of the key seniors this year have been such as Kiana Aina, Jackson Cahoon, Aaron Knapp, and many more, have shown incredible leadership skills on and off the field. Coach Calcagno recognizes them and praises them for that. Let's also talk about how St. Francis played versus St. Ignatius last week in the thrilling comeback win as they won 27-13. The Wildcats had a promising start to their season, but St. Francis broke through with a standout performance, largely due to an unstoppable ground game led by Kingston Kiana Aina. Kiana Aina's rushed for an impressive 212 yards, including an electrifying 80-yard touchdown that showcased his speed and power, helping the Lancers pull ahead in the second half. When the Lancers were down 13-0 at half, it's cold and foggy and moody over there at SI. It almost seemed like the Lancers had nothing going for them on the offensive front, and they couldn't stop Jarius Hogan on the rush. We asked Coach Calcagno about what the key turnaround was going into the second half of that game, and he said that I don't think there's any magical stuff that happened that he said, and they've done a good job of beating us to the punch at a lot of things. Looking ahead, St. Ignatius will play Valley Christian in what should be a challenging game, and we'll take it over to the halftime report.
The Lancers had an excellent half, scoring 5 touchdowns to the Irish's 1, with Kingston Kianas being responsible for 3 of the 5 touchdowns.
Loa Tuileila able to score a 29-yard touchdown, along with Aaron Knapp's 60-yard pass to Perryon Williams to put him far, far ahead of the Fighting Irish. They're able to sneak one back towards the trail end of the second period, but defense from the Lancers staying strong, key players like Netane and Kiana Aina making their tackles and keeping the Lancers far, far ahead. Back to you up in the press box.
Obviously, with Valley Christian losing to SI earlier today, that makes St. Francis the only undefeated team in WCAL. And if they win here today, that would make them first place in WCAL, as we will take a break, and we will see you in the second half.
See ya.
Drum major, is your band ready? Presenting their 2024 field show, Ozzy Mandayas, St. Francis Lancer Band and Color Guard. You may now take the field in competition.
Welcome back to the second half of the St. Francis Lancers versus Sacred Heart Cathedral matchup here. Score is 35-6. During halftime, Freddie Freeman hit a walk-off grand slam to clinch Game 1 of the World Series, putting the Dodgers up 1-0 over the Yankees.
Sad here in the Bay Area, especially as a Giants fan. Not a good night tonight.
But what a magical moment it was for Game 1 to end that way. This is what dreams are made of, is what someone would say who is a Dodgers fan.
Let's talk about it's a crazy night for traffic tonight in LA. It is probably absolutely wild over there. Lakers game right now and Dodgers World Series, as well as like 3 other concerts. That has got to be crazy down over in LA.
Aaron Wong for the kickoff here. He's 5 for 5 on extra points. Now he's going to take this kickoff. It's going to go to the back of the end zone for a touchback. Sort of a sports update as the Warriors are up by 30 over the Jazz. 5 minutes and 40 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Warriors are going to go 2-0 to start off their season.
Hey, let's go Dubs.
Here we go. The Sacred Heart Cathedral offense back up onto the field as they start the third quarter. Sargent looking to cook something up, maybe get a quick score here, possibly get this margin a little bit smaller. Handoff there. Legend Williams has a lot of room to run. Will get the first down. Gain of around 12.
Do you think you're going to see some backups today in the second half?
I think we should expect to see Andrew Franzino in.
Love that guy.
Obviously, Loa Tuilela and possibly Noah Ramirez, the senior, obviously on senior night, will probably look to get some reps on offense. Maybe even Scotty Malloy as well to get some reps, sort of for the rushing game for the Lancers. Sargent, quick handoff there to Legend Williams, who gets stuffed, won't gain anything, and will.
I think the Lancers should continue to play their starters until they score one more touchdown. You'd rather be safe than sorry, am I right?
Yeah, I could see why you could argue for that.
You also don't want injuries. Scary thing.
Yeah, high school injuries are not something you really want to see. Looks like a lot of the backups are in for the defensive end. Max Haberlack is in at the corner spot. Sargent hit as he throws over Valentino Fierros for an incomplete pass.
Completely overthrown. Has not been a great night tonight for Sargent, to be fully honest. He definitely needs to lock in this week in practice and come back next week stronger than ever. Hey, I'm very excited for the seniors tonight on the Lancer side. It is currently senior night, and this is a very special night, especially for Lancers as they continue down their paths in life. It's definitely going to be a night to never forget. Gotta love it.
100%. And obviously with this big margin, you could see a lot of the backup seniors getting game time on their senior night, which is what you love to see. Sargent dropping back to pass. Three receivers to his left. He's looking, tries to escape the pocket, but is tackled there, and it'll be 4th down and 10 as the punt team comes on.
I don't know if you can see it right now, but if you look on the St. Francis sideline, it looks like Coach Calcagno has a lay on. Just demonstrates how much fun the Lancers are having right now on a senior night, last regular home game of the season. Great for them.
4th and 9 as Cathedral will punt, and back to return. Is Kingston Keonaina.
Who is in the backfield? Kingston Keonaina. Touchdown right here.
We might see something similar to what we saw earlier where they just punted it out of bounds. They didn't even want to give a chance. And they will punt it to the back.
Oh.
Great bounce, but it will go out of bounds at the 22-yard line, and the Lancers will start their first possession of the second half from there.
That's a great kick right there. Didn't give the ball to Kingston and got the ball out of bounds at about the 23, sorry. The Lancers should just run this ball on the field, control the clock, and just end this game right here.
Loa Tuilela is the running back. Aaron Knapp still in. They motion James Jordan, who has a good block, allowing for Loa
Flag on the field.
Get a couple yards. Flag is thrown. Looks like it will go against the Lancers.
I'm genuinely excited to watch these next few years of Lancers football. I've seen great talent today from the backup running backs and just backups in general this season on the St. Francis side. Genuinely excited to watch this team going forward.
It's going to be a holding call on the Lancers, bringing them back. First and 20.
Do you know what the Lancers haven't done today? No personal fouls. They successfully... What? They successfully... No personal fouls today. It's been great. Nice to see. They have been working on that, keeping their mentality okay.
Aaron Knapp. A motion. Tosses it to Roman Stetchu, who has a lot of room to run. Getting past the 50. Still going. Is he going to go all the way? Roman Stetchu with a 90-yard touchdown.
That is insane. Flag on the field. I would hate to see that get called back.
Roman Stetchu on the jet sweep explodes towards the outside and breaks a tackle as he gets 87 yards for the score, but a flag there looks like it's going to bring the Lancers back, and that's really sad to see.
Also, correction on my recent comment. There has been one personal foul. That's not too much, though. They've been able to control them a little bit. That's definitely way better than they've been doing in recent weeks.
So he gets a holding call, which will bring him back.
That's sad to see get called back, especially on such a great play.
Back-to-back holding calls will bring them inside their own 10-yard line.
Keep running the ball. That's what I would do. Even on 1st and 20 with this team and their running offense, it's fantastic.
Roman Stetchu, the junior, 5'11", 170 pounds, was the scorer, which got denied. And that will bring up 1st and 19. Aaron Knapp. Quick pass out. Grant Regelis breaking a tackle. Will get decent yardage.
Do you know what the St. Francis Lancers have done great today? After they've completed passes, they've been able to get like an average of probably 15-plus yards after catch, as well as after broken tackles.
Their yak game has been really good, as even the Perrion Williams touchdown, he was able to run 20 yards to get the score.
Love to see Coach Calcagno keeping Aaron Knapp on the field.
Aaron Knapp throwing to the left side of the field. It's Perrion Williams. Can he beat his man? He can. Amazing move, and he gets the first down. Great move there.
See, he nearly could have gotten, I mean, that could have been a touchdown if he kept going. But just the yards after catch, I'm telling you, the Lancers are great at that.
Great move from Perrion Williams. The scorers for tonight, 3 touchdowns for Kingston Keanaina, 1 touchdown for Perrion Williams, and 1 touchdown for Loa Tuilela. And on the Sacred Heart Cathedral side, Flanagan with the touchdown. Aaron Knapp. Another pass play. He's going to look to scramble to the left side. Can he get around his man? He can, but he still won't go anywhere.
Scrambling is very concerning. Having a 35-6 lead, you definitely want to see any. You definitely don't want to see any injuries.
Bruce Hightower, the sophomore, almost got to him at the end there, but luckily he was able to get around him and not lose any yards.
This is going to be a great night for the Lancers if they keep this lead, because also JV won, so everybody's going to be happy in this stadium. Great vibes all around the stadium.
JV won earlier today, 21-6. Here's Aaron Knapp. Handoff to low up to Ilela. Gain of 1 maybe. And 3rd and 8.
At halftime, me and my fellow commentator Rohan here took a walk around the stadium. People seem to be pretty happy with the current situation of the Lancers team right now. Everybody's quite happy here tonight, especially such a beautiful night under the lights. Love to see it. Rohan, what do you think the Irish could do differently?
I think this game immediately got out of hand after Keanaina's first 2 touchdowns. I feel like the Sacred Heart Cathedral should have prepared better for Keanaina. The defensive line and secondary weren't able to bring him down, and that's obviously what's going to be the game changer every time you play St. Francis. Can you stop Keanaina's game? Aaron Knapp.
Flag on the field.
Quick pass out there. James Jordan gets the first down, but the flag might bring him back. Looks like it's going to be another holding call.
If I was the Irish this week, I would just make my defense just keep tackling and keep tackling. They have not been able to bring down the Lancers offense today. It's been unacceptable from the Irish defense. 35 points in 1 quarter, or 1 half.
It's going to be an illegal motion. That's going to be the 3rd flag on the Lancers this drive. 7 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter.
Definitely excited for this Lancers team for this weekend. They have a 3-day weekend coming up, so it'll be nice to have. Take some off days, enjoy the weekend.
There's no better way to enjoy the weekend with the win. Big win versus Cathedral. Aaron Knapp. Pass to Perion Williams. Stopping and will be tackled short of the first down, bringing up 4th down. Tackled right around the 40-yard line.
Perion Williams has so much agility. His ability to juke players and just get past them, get those 5 extra yards on each reception. It's honestly so great and so much fun to watch. Looks like Bettendorf's going to be punting this. Not a great punt. See if they get another look at it.
And it looks like it's going to be a flag for a late hit on Eric Bettendorf, which will keep the Lancers offense on the field, it looks like.
That's the reason why that punt wasn't so great. He was a little rough there.
Number 99, Jiraiya Bellamy, the sophomore, 6'2". Looks like he hit him late, and now the Lancers offense will move down the field. You know, talking about Perion, he's had offers from Minnesota, Oregon State, UNLV, and Washington State, and I think a big part of those offers is obviously how well he is at getting separation and that agility that he offers, sort of allowing for yards after catch. Also on those fade routes that the Lancers tend to throw him a lot in when they get inside the red zone. It's almost like he never drops those passes. He's a great competitor, and he's only just a junior, so next year we should expect to see him even more. Aaron Knapp falling back, almost intercepted as it's out of the hands for James Jordan.
I like how they're getting Loa Tuilela out on the field. Getting a lot of action today, and he's definitely shown his skills for this next season coming up.
the Irish have been showing a lot of zero safety looks, so I'd say the Lancers should try to take advantage of that with some more deep shots. Obviously, one of their touchdowns came from a deep shot to Perion Williams with a absolute laser from Aaron Knapp on Perion's post. Lancers. Here's Aaron Knapp dropping back, hit as he throws. Intended for Perion Williams, but it's dropped. Good coverage there. And a decent throw despite, even though he did get hit, that ball was pretty accurate, but couldn't be caught by Perion Williams.
You know who I'd like to thank right now? I'd like to thank Coach Calcagno. He has kept most of his starters out on the field right now, and it's senior night. Some of these kids' last nights in a regular season played under the lights. Special night for some of these kids, and I think giving them playing time is the best thing to do.
Here we go. 3rd and 10. They run it to Loa Tuilela, who's still pushing and will get around 8 yards.
Loa Tuilela is having a great game right now, and he's a junior, so he will still be here next season, and he will definitely be the starting running back next season. I'm quite excited to watch him. It's going to be great.
Loa Tuilela is obviously the backup for Keana Aina. Looks like they're going to go for it here on 4th and 2. Maybe try to get them to jump offside. They will sneak it, and Aaron Knapp is going to get the first down.
That was a crazy QB sneak. That was a great QB sneak from the Lancers. That got about 6 yards there.
He might have gone, that's one of the longest QB sneaks I've ever seen.
They could have just kept pushing.
That will move the chains for the Lancers as the ball will be placed at the 32-yard line. Talking about Kingston Keana Aina, he has over 250 yards this game and 1,600 rushing yards for the season so far. And with the 82-yard kickoff return, he has surpassed 2,000 all-purpose yards this season. That's some pretty incredible numbers. Here we go, 1st and 10. Aaron Knapp dropping back. Pass over the middle is caught there. Grant Regelis with the touchdown.
And this game, I would definitely say, is over. That does it. It's going to be 42-6. And great night for the Lancers. They're definitely going to this next week against Valley Christian on a positive note. While Valley Christian just recently lost, and it's not going to be great for them.
Grant Regelis with a really good slant there. Immediately getting separation as soon as he cut in. And putting the Lancers up to 5 scores. Kick is up and good there. Looks like the kick is by Hunter Gossett.
You know, I'm pretty excited for it. It is the 3rd quarter. There will probably be about 2 minutes left the next time the Lancers get the ball. I would love to see some Andrew Franzino. I think it's about time. We've given Aaron Knapp plenty of action today. He got his night. He got a great night. I think he can now take some rest, enjoy the rest of his night. But Andrew Franzino, he's genuinely such a good person. I sit next to him in math class. He's genuinely one of my best friends. He's got such a positive vibe to him, and he's a great leader on this team. And I think he's going to carry this team to a great season next year.
Also see Braden Hanamoto, the senior, who's the 3rd string quarterback. Obviously, it is senior night, so. Aaron Wong, the kicker, former varsity soccer goalkeeper, who's also played at the MLS next level. Looks like it's going to go to Hughes for the return.
Can they wrap him up?
They absolutely can. Great tackle there. Looks like the tackle was made there by number 34, Kevin Keanaina.
Let's talk about the tackling today. The tackling today from the St. Francis defense has just been fantastic. The Irish has not been able to get anywhere whatsoever rushing on this defense, and their ability to tackle and wrap them up on plays genuinely can it can completely change a game. It can turn a 30-yard rush into a 2-yard rush.
Absolutely, and the tackling has been very efficient in terms of special teams and obviously defending the rush game. Legend Williams really hasn't gotten any momentum. So hasn't Brian Flanagan on the jet sweeps that they run. Run there from Legend Williams only gets 2 yards. Good tackle made there by number 5, Chase Cahoon, who's back from injury, missed the first couple games with an injury.
Mabry, the ball carrier. No gain on the play.
Love to see some passes thrown to Zion Secrece. He's been having a great season. And look out for him on this play. Number 5, he should still be out there. This play might be going to him. Single coverage.
Here we go. 2nd and 10.
Throw it to
Sargent
Zion.
will take a deep shot there. Caught! And he's going to go all the way.
And what did I tell you? Right to Zion Secrece, sophomore for the Sacred Heart Cathedral, has been fantastic tonight. And there is genuinely so much skill from him. And I am genuinely so excited to watch him going forward. What a catch from Zion Secrece.
They almost got to him in the end, but he will take it all the way. Great score. Roman Stetchu was in coverage. But it's a great catch and a great throw.
And what did I tell you? Zion Secrece having a great night tonight. That was definitely the right play call to throw it to him there. Single coverage. That definitely puts his yards up over 500 yards this season. That's spectacular.
That's his 7th touchdown of the year. He only averages around 13 yards a game, but this game he's been much more used. They go for the 2-point attempt. Quick pass there, thrown behind him, intended for Flanagan. And that will make it a 30-point game instead of a 28-point game. And now, do you think we'll see some backups here for the Lancers? Maybe we might see the senior quarterback, Braden Hanamoto.
It is senior night, so we can see him.
Good response there from Cathedral, but unfortunately it looks like this game is already getting too far out of hand.
Yeah, that was a great pass and great offense from the Sacred Heart Cathedral offense, but I don't think that will do enough to get them back into this game.
Shout out to Lancer Analytics for helping out this Lancers football team and Lancer Live commentating and stat crew by giving us great analysis on players. They've been super helpful, and if you're interested in joining them, they host meetings almost every week and are looking for new members.
No, Kingston Carolina is not receiving this kick for the Lancers. It is a good decision to not have him out on the field, but he could have run this back.
Loa Tuilela is back there to return. Kamara with the kick. It's a squib. Recovered there. Looks like it hit him in the shin, and he just jumps on it.
It's a crazy catch right there. Did you see that? That was nearly a catch.
That was from number 39, Shepard Kramer, the senior 5'10", 170 pounds. St. Francis will play next Friday away versus Valley Christian at 7 p.m. Obviously, playing at Valley away at night is not a very easy task. Valley, that area is very windy. It's very moody. It's very foggy. It's up there in the hills. So that's going to be a big test because it's really hard to win games there. That's really going to test Aaron Knapp.
Run the ball, Coach Gakon.
Here's Hanamoto, who's in. It's going to be a run there, though.
Rohan, what would you say has been the...
Loa Tulilela.
Rohan, what would you say has been the highlight of the night tonight for the Lancers?
I think it's been... I would say it's the deep shot there from
Perry-on
Williams.
I would agree there.
Because obviously we knew Carolina was going to have a big game going into this.
Definitely.
We knew that Sacred Heart, they might have been able to stifle the Valley Christian run game, but they weren't really able to do anything versus Kingston Carolina, who's a much harder test. Franzino is in for the Lancers.
Love you, Andrew Franzino. This guy is great. Positive attitude, and he could definitely lead this team.
A messy handoff to Loa Tuilela, but it doesn't matter as Loa finds a pocket and will get past the 50-yard line for a gain of around 15.
Great carry there. It gets them about 20 yards. Moves the chains.
Loa Tuilela has 2 touchdowns so far this season. 1 touchdown coming earlier today and 1 touchdown versus Bell a couple games ago. That run puts him above 100 yards on the season. Big accomplishment for the junior. Franzino with a toss. Noah Ramirez gaining around 1 yard. Noah Ramirez in. The senior, 5'8", 170 pounds. Good to see him getting in on senior night.
Looks like Loa Tuilelia is coming back out on the field. Just going to get some more carries. I like it. Again, time is ticking. This game just slowly ending for a Lancer win. Very exciting night for the seniors here.
The Fighting Irish have been loading the box these past several plays, and up to 9 defenders in the box. They're going all out to try to stop this run game for the Lancers as the ball is handed off to Loa Tuilela for no gain. And the clock is ticking under a minute now, and looks like this third quarter will come to an end soon. Maybe they'll run one more play.
I'm going to thank our football team right now for putting this weekend off to a good start. Very excited that this weekend got started on a good note. Very positive note. 42-12, very exciting game. Had some big plays. It's been great to watch. Andrew Franzino gets ready to lead this team on the field.
3rd and 9 for the Lancers. They show blitz, and whistles are blown. It's going to be a false start on the Lancers, or the delay of game on the Lancers, actually, bringing them back 5 yards, making it 3rd and 14. Looks like Cathedral are going to show heavy pressure there on that play. So 3rd and 14 for the last play of the third quarter coming up.
3rd and 14, ball on the 47. See if they can get something going here.
I'd say have Franzino roll out, let him make a pass. He has a good arm.
Yep.
Franzino will make a pass. It's going to be a lofted ball there. Caught and tackled. Will not get the first down. Caught there by number 80, Aaron Bonini, the 6'1", 190-pound junior.
And that takes us to the end of the third quarter. 42-12. Last quarter is going to be a lot of backup play. Maybe a couple long shots from the Sacred Heart Cathedral offense, but it'll be mostly a chill fourth quarter. Time for the seniors on the Lancers just to relax. Take some time, chill on the bench, get well rested for next big game against Valley Christian. That's actually been great coaching from the Lancers today. The offensive coordination, the defensive coordination have been great. Calling great calls. They know when to use them. Again, what I was saying with that play action. Coach Calcano saw that the Sacred Heart defense was lined up in formation to stop Kingston Kayana Ina's heavy run offense. So, decided to chuck it to Perion Williams, and guess what? It worked.
Recently, the St. Francis student section called the Rage Cage was mentioned in Mercury News for being one of the top student sections in the entire Bay Area. The Rage Cage is packed with eager Lancers ready to cheer on this Lancers football team, and they've really helped this Lancers team so far today push through to get a 30-point lead as we enter the fourth quarter with a punt from Eric Bettendorf.
Let's see this punt. Good snap.
Good
It's
punt.
about 50 yards.
It's going to keep bouncing. Will bounce just inside the 10.
Eric Bettendorf has gotten some good bounces today. Good punting from him today. I've enjoyed it.
The Cathedral offense will start at their own 9-yard line. Looks like freshman Jaden Lewis is on the field for the Lancers. St. Francis recently called up a freshman, and he's been pretty pivotal towards the Lancers defense. We asked Coach Calcano what he sees in such a young talent, and he said, I think he's a very good football player. He's very physical, but he's also very smart. So let's see what he can do here. Quick pass out there to Flanagan, trying to break a few tackles. Looks like he's going to be stopped for no gain.
There was a nice punch there from Roman Statue, junior defensive back. I mean, that can force fumbles, and it nearly did right there on that play.
You know, Jaden Lewis may be 14, but he looks and plays like he's a senior. He's had 15 total tackles across 5 games and 4 tackles for a loss. Sargent lofted pass to Legend Williams with a great tackle there. Tackle made by number 34, Kevin Kayana Ina.
Great tackling today from the Lancers again. Just automatic. I would be very proud if I was the Lancers defensive coordinator.
It was a failed screen pass there, bringing up 3rd and 11. 10 minutes and 40 seconds to go here.
Loss of 1, 3rd and 11 at the 8.
Time to sit back, grab some popcorn, and watch the end of this game.
Roman Statue lined up on the left side. Sargent, deep shot! Caught there! Good catch there by Zion Secrease. Roman Statue again blew, lost his man there. And Roman Statue has let Zion Secrease get 2 big catches there, helping Cathedral move down the field.
I am definitely going to be wanting to watch Zion Secrease. He's been very fun to watch tonight. He doesn't really drop any balls. He's been great tonight.
They run it with Legend Williams, who will get 1 yard.
He's had great separation, and he's only a sophomore. Like, great skill from him today. He's been, and again, he had that 1 touchdown. That was about a 50-yard reception. Exactly what you want to see from a sophomore. Going to be 2nd and 9 for the Sacred Heart offense. 9:28 to go. There's not going to be enough time to pull anything back.
Zion Secrece with the dropped pass there.
Could have been a better pass, though, from the quarterback. It was a little rushed. Could have taken their time there.
The Fighting Irish have been taking advantage of Roman Statue multiple times in this game. Secrece has been able to run past him and gain instant separation. They'll likely be looking for more one-on-ones against Statue to try to get back into this game. Obviously, Secrece had the touchdown earlier from Roman Statue's blown coverage. And they got that long throw there that gave them this field position. 3rd and 9 with 9 minutes and 18 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Cathedral down by 30. Sargent looking to pass. Looks to the right side. Will scramble to the right side. Still going. Will get the first down. Good run there.
I'm honestly not surprised by this score here today. We were talking to our QB, Aaron Knapp, in a questionnaire, and he was just, I saw him, his overall mentality was very focused. He was just ready to lead this team to a victory like this, and he has definitely done that tonight.
1st and 10 for the Lancers, 40 at the Lancers 42-yard line. I think a big reason why this game has such a big margin is also because the Lancers have been stopping Legend Williams from really getting any yards. They motion across the field. They did give it to Legend Williams, who will get around 2 or 3 yards. And that will bring up 2nd down.
9 minutes left. 2nd down, 42-12.
Trevor Dong there with the tackle. Quick little sports update. The Warriors beat the Jazz 127-86 earlier today.
Hey, let's go.
Bringing their Warriors to 2-0. Sargent dropping back. Looking for another deep shot for Flanagan over Statue. But this time there will be a flag.
That ball was way overthrown, and that could not have been caught. That was he definitely shouldn't have.
It's going to be a defensive pass interference on Roman Statue, who seems to be cramping up. And this will give Cathedral even better field position. Statue's really been sort of abused on these last couple long plays. And now looks like he's down. Probably looks like it's going to be a cramp. Hopefully nothing too serious. The Lancers also been able to take away Sargent's first read often and have been forcing him out of the pocket to try to create plays by himself. It's been working great so far, and the sacks should be rolling in with more pressure from the defensive line. That pass interference only brings them 15 yards. The ball won't be placed on the spot of the foul. Looks like they're going to check on Statue, as there will be an injury timeout.
I'm personally a fan of the ball being placed at the spot of a foul. Whenever there's pass interference, I think the 15 yards is just not enough. All right, let's talk about the team captain performance. We spoke with Coach Calcagna recently, and we asked him about what he expected from his team captains for this big game. And he asked them to lead us to a consistent win across the board. He said that we have to do everything in our power just to get ourselves better and work on ourselves and consistently practice every day. Get better, and then hopefully the score will take care of itself tonight, and it clearly has. The Lancers team captains have shown important leadership qualities so far. Excited to see how they can lead the Lancers to keep their win streak alive.
Now 1st and 10 at the Lancers 23-yard line.
Again, this game right now will put the Lancers into a 5-game win streak. This will definitely be great for them, and will definitely give them some momentum going into the next game against Valley Christian. I could definitely see a win for that game.
Cathedral line up in doubles. 2 receivers to the left, 2 receivers to the right. On 1st down. Just about 8 minutes and 30 seconds to go.
Throw this ball to Zion Secrece. He has been great tonight, number 5. He's automatic. They might be doing that.
Zion Secrece motions across the field. It's going to be a deep shot there. Pass is overthrown, intended for number 4, Prince Parham, who's had a couple catches tonight. Prince Parham is the sophomore, 5'11", 160 pounds.
Sergeant pass intended for Parham. That was incomplete.
You know what's a little detail that I think we should add? I think our band should start playing music during the plays. I think it's a very hype aspect of football, and it's not used here at St. Francis, but I think the band should start playing in between plays. Definitely adds to the suspense. See if
Sergeant.
Sacred Heart can do it here.
3 receivers to his left. He'll throw across the middle of the field. Incomplete,
Nearly,
as the throw was a little bit behind him.
Pass intended for
nearly
Pierce.
caught that.
That was incomplete.
Surprised it was incomplete.
The pass was intended for Valentino Fierros, the junior.
Makers on the coverage. Brings up a 3rd and 10.
3rd and 10. You know, we saw the Lancers also put up 40 plus points in the last matchup they had last year, as they won 44-23. They run triples with 3 receivers to the left, 1 receiver to the right. It's going to be a throw. Caught at the back of the end zone.
Zion Secresi, this guy is crazy. Sophomore, number 5. He has had 2 touchdowns today. He's been fantastic. That's his 8th touchdown of the season. He is very consistent in the red zone, and he is definitely their number 1 receiver and going to be his number 1 receiver going forward. This has been a great connection.
Jose Diaz Garcia was in coverage.
They're going to be going for 2. Throw it to Zion. This guy is crazy.
They motion Flanagan across the field. Sargent trying to scramble to the right. Great tackle there. And they will not get the 2-point conversion. Tackle made there by Moto Kayanaina.
As a Lancer, this is genuinely concerning. Zion Secresi has been playing fantastic tonight. And he's only a sophomore, so his potential as he builds his strength and agility, he is definitely going to becoming maybe the top prospect. I would maybe say he's been the best player tonight.
My apologies. That tackle was actually made by Jaden Lewis, the freshman. This game will be still a 24-point game.
Again,
8 minutes to go.
if the Sacred Heart could patch up some of their mistakes, like on that first play where they just handed it off to Kingston Kanaina and he rushed for about 80 yards, they cannot have little things like that happen. And if they were to subtract those plays tonight, this game would actually be pretty close.
Kamara to kick off for Cathedral. He's plays as a wide receiver and a kicker. Missed an extra point earlier today. Sacred Heart Cathedral next Saturday will play versus St. Ignatius at home in the San Francisco battle. St. Ignatius coming off a massive win versus Valley Christian earlier today. It's going to be an onside kick. Good recovery there. Number 14, Sean Walsh, comfortably gobbles up that ball.
Gobbles up that ball. He definitely did.
And Sean Walsh covering the kickoff.
And now the Lancers will start their drive at the 46.
46-yard line. First and 10 Lancers.
Throw a deep pass here. Get some action. Deep pass. Hail Mary. Right here.
Here you go, Lancers line up in I formation. Franzino with a kick throw out to the outside. Good move there. And a tackled.
Throwing to Damo Teza. This kid, he's in my chemistry class. He's shown he is pretty great. He's definitely very positive. He's looking like he has a great work ethic. He can carry this team moving forward.
Couldn't get past that Cathedral linebacker, and then that will make it 2nd and 9 at the 47. Here we go, Lancers in I formation. 2 receivers to the left, but they'll hand it off. Noah Ramirez won't get much. It'll be 3rd down. Gain of around 2.
Got a little.
Barden, 8 on the tackle. Gain of 2, 2nd and 7 at the 49-yard line.
Here we go, 3rd and 7. Clock is ticking. Just under 6:45 to go. Both teams still haven't used any of their timeouts. Franzino dropping back to pass. Looks like there's going to be a PI. Quite obvious. Pass was intended there.
Told you, deep pass work.
And number 83, Antonio Madrigal, was the intended receiver.
That's probably about a 25-yard gain right there. Deep pass. Called the PI. Cannot do that as the Sacred Heart defense gives that up, and that's a 3rd down conversion for the Lancers.
15-yard penalty there. Pass interferences in the high school football don't be placed at the spot of the foul. But that still gives the Lancers, or allows the Lancers to move the chains.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line. After that pass interference.
Looks
Good
like
throw there from Andrew Franzino. Here we go. They'll hand it off to Noah Ramirez going towards the right side of the field. Won't gain anything. And I think it's safe to say that the Lancers will come out of this game with a win, remaining
Definitely.
the only undefeated team in WCAL. Obviously with the Valley Christian losing to St. Ignatius earlier today, 20-13. St. Ignatius is obviously a very tough opponent. St. Francis had to come back down 13-0 versus them after they being down 13-0 in the first half. But explosive runs by none other than Kingston Ina put the game to bed towards the 4th quarter as they won 27-13. Franzino handoff to Ramirez will gain 3 yards maybe.
there have only been 5 times where a St. Francis player has rushed for over 300 yards in a game. And guess what? 3 of those times are from Kingston Ina. This guy has been having an incredible year so far, and hopefully he can shatter some WCAL records towards the end of the season. And he's definitely doing that right now.
Obviously, with him not really being used that much this game, despite having the 3 touchdowns actually from 2 rushing plays and 1 punt return.
He takes advantage of the time that he gets on the field.
Just imagine what numbers he'd put up if he stayed on the field for the whole game. But obviously they need to rest him. Quick handoff there. Still going.
Gone.
And he's going to go all the way. Looks like that was by number...
Great night for the Lancers. Hey, go home. sit on your couch, enjoy your drink, maybe enjoy your dinner. Oh, wait. Talk about the In-N-Out trip after this game. The team is going to be going to In-N-Out, and they're going to be getting a great meal. It's going to be a great victory meal. Gotta love it after high school football games.
Touchdown made by Moto Keana Aina with that quick run, exploding into that pocket. That's his first touchdown of the year. The only sophomore on the team, only Jaden Lewis and Moto Keana Aina are the non-juniors and seniors on the team. Kick is up and good by Hunter Gossett.
And 49-18, and this game is officially over. Quarter 4, 4 minutes and 34 seconds left. And I'm just going to hope for some more passes to Zion, number 5, if he gets back out on that field. Kid's been great to watch so far today.
Brady, after this win from the Lancers, what message do you think they're trying to say going into the Valley Christian game next week?
Fear Kingston Canina. That guy, he cannot be stopped, and I genuinely think that guy could run through a brick wall.
Flanagan and Kamara deep for the Irish.
Rohan, who do you think's going to be getting the game ball tonight in the locker room? In a moment.
I think it's obviously going to go to Kingston Carolina because he's had 3 touchdowns, which is some incredible stuff. Kick will go to the back of the end zone for a touchback.
He's also barely been on the field today. Like, we saw about a half, maybe a half and maybe 2 more minutes of Kingston Carolina. That's all he got, and he scored 3 touchdowns. Like, that is a crazy stat right there.
Yeah, the BYU commit doesn't really need that much time on the field to be effective. Obviously, with 3 touchdowns from 2 rushing plays and 1 punt return. He's looking to break some WCAL records. Sargent, nothing really he can do now. We'll probably just run this clock down. Start looking towards next week. It's going to be a jet sweep there. Running does gain a couple yards. Run there by number 10, Kirandavu Tadade.
Tate, the ball carrier.
Looks like they just call him Tate.
Dion Jackson on the tackle.
Rohan's sitting back enjoying some popcorn, watching this game. Just clock rolling down. It's great. Great night. Enjoying it.
Run there by Hughes, gets 6 or 7 yards.
Hughes, the ball carrier.
Now Cathedral going into a tough game again versus SI at home this time. I think some of the biggest aspects they need to improve on is obviously that rush defense. Even St. Francis was struggling to hold the St. Ignatius running back in the first half as he scored 2 touchdowns.
You know what's something that's genuinely special in life? Football. You get, especially being in high school, Friday night under the lights you get this game. You go tomorrow, get to watch some college football.
Caught there by Tate.
And then on Sunday, NFL. It's great.
Getting the first down by Tate. Obviously, Cathedral need to work on their rush defense. Jarius Hogan had 2 touchdowns versus the Lancers in the first half. So he's obviously a big threat, and obviously maybe not as big as a threat as Kingston Carolina is, but they definitely need to improve on that rush defense aspect of their game if they stand a chance versus SI. Tough game there. SI coming off wins from Valley and Sarah. Handoff to Hughes. Gets the first down and many more yards after.
Rohan, what do you think Valley Christian should do to prepare for this next matchup against the Lancers?
Hughes, the ball carrier.
I think that Valley Christian obviously need to look out for King, because that guy is
In on the tackle.
who they're gonna use throughout that game. And
Gain of 9. It's 2nd and 1.
obviously, I think that's kind of the common trend we see out of every team that the Lancers have played. If they can stop Kingston Carolina, they'll win this game. De La Salle was able to hold Kingston Carolina. They won that game. That's the St. Francis only loss of the season, coming from obviously the top 20 ranked team in California. Sargent, heavy pressure. Will he escape? He absolutely will not. Great sack there.
Sargent brought down in the backfield.
Jaden Lewis with the sack.
Lewis on the tackle.
Minute 42 to go, 49-18. And a massive sack for the Lancers.
3rd and 11 at the 45-yard line.
3rd and 11 as this game winds down. Cathedral will go to 3-5 as their total record. Lancers will go 7-1, improving their win streak to 5 games now. 3rd and 11, Sargent. Quick screen pass there to Hughes, who has a lot of room to run. Will get the first down and will be tackled inside the 35. And that will move the chains, but
Still won't matter.
still won't matter. Rage cage slowly starting to empty fully, and Cathedral will go home with a lot to think about. Throw is incomplete across the middle.
Sargent's pass intended for Tate. Drew tapped on the coverage. 2nd and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Well, Brady, what would you give the Lancers' performance tonight?
I would give the Lancers performance a boom, because this game tonight from the Lancers. Oh,
And the pass there by
hey,
Sargent, complete to Tate for the touchdown. That play was also a very boom. As
Sacred Heart just completely shut my mouth. I was mid-sentence there, glazing the Lancers offense and the defense, and they just literally silenced me.
No.
2-point conversion for Sacred Heart Cathedral. Sargent dropping back, quick pass, incomplete, intended for Valentino Fierros. And Cathedral, despite losing big, did score 4 touchdowns on the offensive front, which is something that maybe is a positive coming out of this game. But obviously the rush defense, not good enough. That's secondary, those safeties not staying disciplined enough, causing some blown coverages. And the Lancers will go home with their 7th win.
Again, if Sacred Heart were to just take away those little mistakes on offense and defense, just this game would be a lot closer. It's those little things that matter a lot in the end game.
Back to return is Loa Tuilela.
He got it deep for the Lancers. Jared Kamara on the kick for the Irish.
Kamara to kick, the wide receiver / kicker for the team. Missed an extra point earlier today. Squib kick there. Gobbled up and tackled. And looks like St. Francis will kneel this ball. And that will be the end of the game. Great win here on senior night.
Love to see it. The morale at St. Francis is currently very high going into this 3-day weekend. People are going to be enjoying their weekend, relaxing, having a great time.
Braden Hanamoto, the senior quarterback, getting his first snap of the game. Unfortunately, it'll be the last one, but good to see him on the field on his senior night for the last play. And that brings us to the end of the game. Final score, 49-24. Lancers with big touchdowns from Kingston Carolina. 3 touchdowns from Kingston Carolina. 1 touchdown from Loe Tuilela. 1 touchdown from Perryon Williams. And a touchdown by Grant Regelis. Brings the Lancers up with the win, increasing their win streak to 5.
The Lancers offense and defense have truly showed their full potential today. This was genuinely perfect from both sides of the football today. Great game for the Lancers.
Sacred Heart Cathedral's record now is 3-5 and now 1-4 in WCal. They will play next Saturday versus St. Ignatius at home in a tough matchup at 2 p.m. St. Francis will play next Friday away at Valley Christian, 7 p.m. at Valley, which is going to be a really good game there. Valley Christian losing to SI earlier, but before that being the only other undefeated team in WCal. The Lancers are now first place in WCal, and we would like to thank you for watching Lancer Live Entertainment Network, and we will see you next time.
I was your host, Brady Lang, and Rohan Gohel. Have a good night.